Hey, everyone, imagine a world where humans never took the plunge. No towering cities, no roads, just rippling rivers ruled by platypuses. That's right, those quirky, egg-laying duck-billed wonders with their webbed feet and venomous spurs, splashing through eastern Australia and Tasmania. Sounds like a wild sci-fi splash, right? Well, grab your flippers, because we're diving into a what-if adventure. What if platypuses evolved to become the planet's top bosses? Platypuses are already the champs of the waterways. These semi-aquatic oddballs use their duck-like bills to sniff out insects and crustaceans, paddle with webbed feet like pros, and pack venomous spurs to fend off trouble, all while thriving in riverbanks with a quirky charm. Their egg-laying ways make them nature's little enigmas, perfectly adapted to their watery world. But what if these splashy marvels got a major upgrade and took over Earth? In this video, we're exploring how platypuses could evolve into super smart rulers, build watery empires with a dive, and maybe even outswim us humans at running the planet. From reed-woven cities to a culture of splash dances and venom displays, this is going to be one misty, magical ride. So, stick with us as we dive into a world ruled by the ultimate platypus overlords. Let's get clicking. How did these river gems go from bank dwellers to Earth's big shots? So, how did these rippling, river-loving platypuses go from bank dwellers to Earth's big shots? Let's dive into the science well. Science with a dash of sci-fi splash to figure out why these quirky duck-billed champs could evolve into the ultimate rulers of the planet. Platypuses are already the stars of the waterways. That duck-like bill sniffs out insects and crustaceans like a pro. Their webbed feet paddle through rivers with ease, and those venomous spurs deliver a sting to keep trouble at bay, all fueled by a diet of aquatic goodies. They thrive in riverbanks and streams, masters of their watery world. To rule Earth, though, they need a serious brain boost and a dive of evolutionary magic. Picture this: millions of years ago, Earth gets a watery makeover. Maybe rivers spread across the globe, or a cosmic quirk wipes out bigger predators, leaving platypuses as the survivors. Humans never swam past the first ripple. Our ancestors got outsplashed. But platypuses, they're thriving in their misty playground, ready to take the stage. A lucky genetic mutation supercharges their brains, turning their foraging smarts into full-on genius. Suddenly, they're not just diving, they're planning, inventing, maybe even hosting the first river click fest. Let's talk about their bodies, because those are the real MVPs. Those webbed feet could evolve for even nimbler swims or delicate tool use, like crafting with reeds or shells. Their duck-like bill might sharpen, letting them detect resources or communicate, while their venomous spurs grow versatile for defense or building. Their sleek forms could adapt, helping them glide through water or mud with ease, all while keeping that aquatic charm. Unlike humans, who needed fire to cook, platypuses could stay raw, ruling the rivers with minimal fuss. Their social vibe is the secret sauce. Platypuses are mostly solitary, but click and splash to connect with mates or rivals. In our story, they get chattier, evolving clicks, send signals, and body movements into a legit language, like a river chatter network. Their knack for diving tactics could spark cooperation, sharing foraging tricks or burrow hacks, like humans share tales. Over time, they'd form cooperative colonies, linking watery hubs with reed trails and venom-lit paths. Why platypuses? They've got the agility, the sting, and the smarts to seize their moment. A misty, flowing Earth would be their stage, and they'd splash right into the starring role. Next up, we'll explore what their watery empire looks like. Think reed-woven cities, splash dances, and a whole lot of aquatic flair. Stay tuned, this platypus takeover is just getting splashy. We've just splashed into how platypuses could evolve into Earth's wildest masterminds, with supercharged brains, webbed leaps, and a knack for ruling the misty rivers in their watery playground. But what happens when these quirky duck-billed hoppers start building their own empire? Hang on to your flippers, because we're clicking into the splashy, venomous world of a platypus-run planet. Spoiler, it's like a river party with extra dives, clicks, and aquatic flair. Picture a platypus city sprawling across the riverbanks, where reed-woven shelters and mud-crafted burrows gleam under the moonlight, linked by splashing trails and venom-lit pools. This isn't some concrete dam, oh no. The hubs are patched together with aquatic plants, sturdy shells, and cozy nest, with muddy dens tucked into banks for young platypuses to hide. Platypuses paddle across platforms, their duck-like bills gleaming as they haul crustaceans. Some practicing dives, others clicking to show off. It's a bustling, misty metropolis that's equal parts quirky and charming, like a sci-fi river kingdom under the stars. Let's talk society, because these platypuses keep it cooperative yet clever. They're naturally social during breeding, led by the most venomous platypuses with the sharpest spurs. Decisions happen on riverbank councils where platypuses click and splash, their webbed bodies swaying like living ripples in a lively debate. It's all about harmony and no chaos, just synchronized dives, with maybe a spur salute to seal a good plan. Their aquatic spirit means every platypus has a role. From foraging patrols to guarding the best water holes, their tech is pure river ingenuity. Forget steel factories, platypuses craft tools. From reeds, mud, and shells, like nets for catching insects or scoops for gathering dew with venom. Barriers. Their web feet help them build solar-warm burrows from polished mud, keeping their homes snug in the water. Picture a platypus engineer, its bill glowing, tweaking a reed irrigation system to nourish their aquatic gardens. They harness the sun's rays and river currents for energy, keeping their watery hubs thriving without harming the land. It's ecotech so clever. It makes our cities look like dry relics. Culture. These platypuses are the artists of the streams. Their art is all about ripples, think bill-drawn mud patterns or splash dances that echo through the water. Festivals are a splash, with platypuses performing synchronized dives on reed stages, their webbed feet catching the moonlight like a living water show. Picture a twilight ritual where colonies gather, clicking in harmony as they celebrate a big haul, their bodies swaying like a rhythmic chant. Their language evolved from clicks, sense signals, and body movements is like a river melody, saying everything from food here to time to dive. It's a culture of quirky pride, where every platypus feels part of a splashing family, bonded by their love of the water. As they spread across Earth's watery landscapes, their cities connect through reed trails and venom-lit paths like a clicking network linking river hubs from Australia to new streams. It's a world of agility, mystery, and aquatic charm, built on the platypus's knack for thriving in the flow. But can they keep this splashing empire diving? Next, we'll dive into the challenges they'd face, from predators to their own water needs. Stay with us, this platypus saga is about to get wilder than a river rush. We've plunged into a world where platypuses, those quirky, duck-billed marvels, rule Earth's rivers. Their colonies thriving with reed-crafted tools, venom-lit burrows, and splash dance rituals. Their watery civilization, built on cooperation and aquatic ingenuity, pulses with life along shimmering streams. But even these resilient rulers face turbulent challenges that test their grip on dominance. Let's dive into the currents of their world and uncover the obstacles threatening their reign. From environmental limits to predators and their own biological quirks, can their splashing empire endure? The environment is their greatest adversary. Platypuses are masters of rivers and wetlands, their webbed feet slicing through water, bills sniffing out shrimp with uncanny precision. But beyond these humid havens, their skills falter. Arid deserts bake their delicate skin, while icy tundras freeze their aquatic homes. Imagine a colony huddled in a shrinking riverbed, their mud burrows cracking as drought chokes their lifeline. Pollution, perhaps lingering from ancient human ruins, could taint their streams, turning clear waters murky. Picture platypuses weaving reed filters, their bills trembling as they strain toxins to save their young. Storms, too, could ravage their settlements, washing away woven shelters or flooding egg chambers. A lead platypus, spur-raised, might rally its colony to rebuild, piling mud and reeds against the next deluge. These environmental limits force constant adaptation, pushing their evolved intellect to innovate or face collapse. External threats. At peril, evolved predators like sharp-beaked birds descended from herons could swoop down on exposed eggs, piercing the soft shells platypuses guard on overhanging leaves. Or picture stealthy, crocodile-like hunters lurking at river's edge, their jaws snapping at unwary foragers. With their small size, just a feet long, platypuses are vulnerable. Despite their venomous spurs, imagine a colony forming a defensive ring, clicking furiously, spurs glowing faintly as they repel an invader under a stormy sky. Rival platypus clans vying for prime riverbanks might spark territorial clashes, their bills clacking in tense standoffs. To survive, they develop cunning defenses, venom-tipped reed traps, or synchronized dives to confuse predators. Their social signals, once simple grunts, could evolve into sharp, rhythmic clicks to coordinate these efforts, turning vulnerability into strategy. Biological constraints tighten the noose. Platypuses lay just 1 to 3 eggs per clutch, and with predators or floods claiming many, population growth crawls. Unlike humans, who multiplied through agriculture, platypuses rely on insects and crustaceans, tying them to fragile river ecosystems. Overhunting prey, say, gobbling every shrimp in a stream, could starve a colony, sparking disputes over fishing grounds. Picture a council of platypuses, their webbed feet tapping nervously, debating how to ration prey as larvae dwindle. Their High water dependency is another shackle. Without constant access to rivers, their skin dries, and their strength fades. A drought could force migrations to unclaimed waters, where rival colonies wait, their spurs gleaming under moonlight. These limits demand meticulous care, rotating foraging zones, guarding eggs with venom-laced barriers, or digging deeper burrows to tap underground springs. Their intelligence, honed by river life, must rise to these challenges. Resource scarcity weaves these struggles together. Rivers, the lifeblood of their empire, could shrink in prolonged heat, leaving burrows dry and prey scarce. Imagine a platypus, built probing desperately, finding only silt where fish once swam. Overfishing or polluted runoff could tip ecosystems into collapse, forcing colonies to share shrinking resources or face war. Picture the clans facing off at dawn, their clicks sharp as they negotiate a shared stream, spurs twitching in case talks fail. To endure, they'd innovate, crafting leaf funnels to channel rainwater, using mud dams to preserve pools, or evolving louder calls to warn distant colonies of danger. Their cooperative spirit, so vital to their councils, would be tested as they balance survival with harmony. These trials forge resilience. Platypuses, with their quirky blend of venom, webbing, and wit, could adapt, reinforcing shelters, refining their proto-language, or inventing rituals to ration food. Their small size belies a fierce spirit, their intelligence a beacon in the murk. Can their watery empire withstand these currents, or will the challenges overwhelm them? Next, we'll compare their splashing society to humanity's, asking if their quirky resilience could outshine our chaotic sprawl. For now, picture these odd mammals, bills raised against the storm, their clicks a defiant hymn to survival. We've swum through a mesmerizing world where platypuses, those quirky, duck-billed wonders, rule Earth's rivers, their colonies pulsing with recrafted tools, venom-lit burrows, and splash dance rituals. Facing drought, predators, and fragile ecosystems, their resilience and ingenuity shine, weaving a watery empire that balances survival with harmony. Now, let's step back and reflect on this platypus-led Earth. How does their reign compare to humanity's, and what can we learn from their splashing society? Picture their riverbank settlements, built from mud and reeds, thriving in sync with the streams they call home. Unlike human cities, scarred by pollution and sprawl, platypus colonies live lightly, using only what rivers provide: leaf funnels for water, venom traps for defense. Their cooperative councils, guided by clicking leaders and shared purpose, contrast with humanity's individualism, where personal gain often fractures communities. Yet, their reliance on water limits global reach. Unlike humans who span continents but ravage ecosystems, platypuses teach us sustainability, managing prey, preserving streams, while their struggles with scarcity echo our own environmental crises. Could their quirky, venomous reign outshine our chaotic sprawl? Or do their challenges mirror humanity's flaws? Their world, with its clicking unity and river-bound wisdom, urges us to rethink our path, to live in balance with nature's flow. What do you think of their watery empire? Could their odd charm inspire us to do better? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's dive into this quirky world together. If this journey sparked your curiosity, give us a like to join the colony, share it to spread the splash, and hit that subscribe button with the bell to swim along for more wild adventures. Let's keep exploring nature's untamed possibilities.